So I'm a man of many interests. One of those interests being the WWE, as you can tell by all the title belts around me. And the WWE has their Money in the Bank PLE coming up later today. And I know that I don't have much of a wrestling following, and I know that I don't have any wrestling content on my channel yet. But I'm going to take this opportunity to dip my toe in the water of Wrestle Talk and give my predictions for what I think is going to happen later on tonight. I also do understand that this video is coming day of the event, so it's probably not going to get much traction. So I'm probably not doing this for anybody. I'm probably just doing it for myself. Just kind of seeing if I can do it and how comfortable I can be doing a style of video like this. I'm also not trying to get very loud because my girl is asleep damn near right next to me, and I'm not trying to wake her up. So, jumping right into the card, I do believe that there is a chance that the men's Money in the Bank opens the show. And in that match, we have Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, LA Knight, yeah, Chad Gable, Drew McIntyre, and Jey Uso. Yeet. I'll go through each individual contestant and say why or why not I think they're going to win or not win this match. Starting with Carmelo Hayes. While Carmelo is a great performer, he's still very new to the main roster. So I don't think the WWE is ready to put the Money in the Bank on someone like him. I think he's more in the match for the spots that he can create. He looks like he's willing to jump off the ladder, go through a ladder, do something crazy in the match. So I don't think Carmelo Hayes is going to win. It's kind of the same thing for Andrade, even though he's not new. I think Andrade is there for the spots. I think Andrade is going to get his moment to shine, but I think Andrade has other stuff going on, which will stop him from winning this match. I think he has his stuff with Legado del Fantasma. I don't speak Spanish, I don't know how to say that, but I think he has his stuff going on with them. So I think ultimately he's gonna not win and go on to do that. Now, LA Knight, on the other hand, if he was gonna win the Money in the Bank at all, it would have been last year. We wanted to see LA Knight win last year. We was all on LA Knight. I'm pretty sure everybody who was watching wrestling last year at the time of the Money in the Bank wanted LA Knight to win last year. So I don't think LA Knight is going to win this year. I actually think that Logan Paul is going to show up, distract him, cost him the match somehow. LA Knight is interested in other things right now. SummerSlam, US title. Give the man the belt. He deserves it. It's time. Crowning. Now, Chad Gable. I honestly don't even think Chad Gable is going to make it long in the match. He has the stuff with the Wyatt Six, and they're clearly coming after him. Bo Dallas said that he's coming after everyone who's treated their family bad. So, Chad is the first victim, and they don't leave that man alone. They have shown up consistently since they shown him knocked out at the end of Raw. They're coming to get him. And I think that this PLE premium live event is their opportunity to do something big and do something to him. And plus, he has this thing with the Creed brothers, and they're clearly gonna have some kind of feud with the old Alpha Academy. So we'll see what's going on there. But Chad is not winning this match. He's gonna have some great spots, but I think there's gonna be a lot, as Simon Miller would say, shenanigans in this match. Now, between Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, I could honestly see either one of them winning. I want to see Jey Uso win. I think that would give the Money in the Bank some life. He would be great with the Money in the Bank. Him coming out through the crowd with the Money in the Bank. He'd cut some great promos. He'd probably just pop up at random times with the briefcase, just like I'm around. So beware. But the story that they're telling with the Bloodline 2.0, I don't think they'll let him win because he clearly has to be tied into that story somehow. And I don't think the Money in the Bank fits into that story. So that leaves me with Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre is actually the reason why I put this match first on my list and why I think this match might go first. Drew McIntyre has said that he's going to leave Money in the Bank as champion. And I think it makes a lot of sense story wise that he does that. We'll get to why later when we get to another match, but ultimately, I do think that Drew McIntyre is going to win this match. If he wasn't in it, it was Jay all day. But Drew is in this match. He's going to win. I think they're going to keep CM Punk off of TV. They're going to elongate that story a little bit. Drew is going to win. Now, after that match, I think we'll get Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, this match is a toss up to me. It's to me is WWE telling the quick story, or are they gonna let this go on some time? I want WWE to let this go on some time, so I think Sami Zayn will win. But I don't think he'll win because he'll get the pinfall. I ultimately think that Braun Breaker is going to snap at the fact that he can't break Sami Zayn. So in his efforts to keep Sami Zayn down, Braun Breaker is going to get himself disqualified. So it protects everybody. It continues the feud. No, it's not a clean finish, but we don't need clean finishes sometimes. Sometimes we need to continue stories. So ultimately, I think Braun Breaker is going to get himself disqualified. Maybe just by beating Sami Zayn senseless or just destroying him outside of the ring and they both get counted out. So Sammy gets to keep his title, but he didn't technically win. But also Sammy looks strong because he wouldn't stay down. He didn't lose. But Braun looks strong because again, he's just demolishing people, which he's been doing since he's gotten to the main roster, and I love it. I have a Goldberg belt right here. This thing says Goldberg right here. I'm a Goldberg fan, and Braun Breaker looks like Goldberg to me. I believe he has the best spear in the business. Shout out to Roman Reigns. I acknowledge my tribal chief, but Braun Breaker's spear is different. So Sammy wins, but Braun destroys him, and we keep this thing going to SummerSlam. After this, I think we get the women's Money in the Bank, where we have Chelsea Green, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Naomi, Zoe Stark, and Tiffany Stratton. And I'll just knock this out right now. I know that she would be a great Miss Money in the Bank. Chelsea Green would be hilarious with the briefcase. Her being the coward Hill, hiding behind Piper Niven, it would be amazing. I just don't think we're going down that route tonight. Io Sky, I think she had her time in the sun. I don't think that's the story we're telling tonight. So I don't think she's going to win. Lyra Valkyria, she's the new one. They've been pushing her, but ultimately, I don't think it's her time yet. Zoe Stark is interesting because they have an opportunity to put somebody else in the front. But we know that outside of Money in the Bank, her and Shayna Baszler are focusing on the women's tag team titles. And I think WWE needs to take the opportunity to really build up that division. So I think Zoe's going to lose this match as well. And she's going to go focus on the tag team titles. But something I do find interesting before I say who I think is going to win. I think it's interesting that every person on this list Aside from maybe Lyra Valkyria, I mean, she has backup as well. I think everybody on this list has somebody who has their back. Chelsea Green has Piper Niven. Io Sky has Damage Control. Lyra Valkyria has Kaden Carter and Katana Chance watching her back. Naomi has Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Zoe Stark has Shayna Baszler and what looks to be Sonya Deville. And ultimately, Tiffany Stratton has Nia Jax by her side. And I 100% think it's Tiffy time. I think this match is going to have 20 women involved. And Tiffany Stratton is going to come out with the briefcase. Which leads us to some very interesting storytelling because Nia Jax has the opportunity for the title at SummerSlam. So, how do these two coexist with Nia Jax's title opportunity and Tiffany Stratton's title opportunity? I think this leads us to a Nia versus Tiffany, and I think that's going to be fun, which is going to lead to Tiffany getting her first title. I don't really, whatever, but that's gonna be fun. So yeah, women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton will win that match. Which then leads me to Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. This match has a lot of interesting stories. Not so much Seth not being able to challenge Damian Priest for the title again if he loses. I don't think that matters because I don't think Damian Priest is going to be champion for that long. Not even Damian Priest having to leave the Judgment Day if he loses. Even though I do think that's going to be a very interesting thing. The interest comes in where I said Drew McIntyre was going to win the men's Money in the Bank. So if he chooses to cash in on this match and get his title back that was taken from him at WrestleMania, I think that would be beautiful. Which would then lead us to Drew McIntyre versus Gunther at SummerSlam, which could then lead to CM Punk screwing Drew McIntyre over and making him lose to Gunther at SummerSlam, which gets us right back on track to the Drew McIntyre CM Punk feud. But ultimately, I don't think Seth is here to get his title back. I don't know if he was ever supposed to lose it at WrestleMania. Maybe he did only drop the belt because he was hurt. I think he was supposed to lose it. I think, but if the see, but that's what I don't know, because if the original plan was to have Seth versus CM Punk at WrestleMania, I don't think they would have given the belt to CM Punk. I think Seth would have kept it. So maybe he was supposed to stay champion. So maybe Seth does win this match. Then maybe Drew cashes in on Seth. So yeah, what I would like to see is I want Seth to win this match. And then I want Drew to cash in on Seth and I want him to get his title back just like WrestleMania. And I want him to hold that title and I want him to be champion for a little. This title. This one. I want Drew to hold this title until SummerSlam. Even though I would love to see Seth Rollins versus Gunther. I would love to see that. Not to take anything away from Damian as champion, he just never felt like he was supposed to be champion to me. I feel like this is his run to hold over until the next run. He's a transitional champion, and we're going to get a very good feud between him and Finn Balor out of this championship run. Who was actually who I originally wanted to win Money in the Bank before all the qualifying matches even started. I wanted Finn Balor to win because he needs a chance with the title too. I'm a big Finn Balor fan, and what happened with him in the Universal title is a shame. He deserves a championship. He's a great wrestler. He's pretty okay on the mic to me, but he has a great character, especially now. The Judgment Day version of him is awesome. Vindication for Finn Balor. But Seth Rollins wins, Drew McIntyre cashes in, or Drew tries to cash in and CM Punk makes him lose. And we leave Money in the Bank with Seth Rollins as champion again, which I'm not mad at. I like Drew. I like Seth as champion. That's his. This is his belt. This is his belt. Just like this is Ric Flair's belt. This is his belt. This is Tommaso Ciampa's belt. I don't care what anybody's talking about. Some people might say Adam Cole, but this is Goldie. This is Tommaso Ciampa's belt. I said what I said. And that leads me to what I believe is going to be the main event, and that's going to be WWE Undisputed World Champion Cody Rhodes teaming up with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens to take on the Bloodline 2.0. Now, let me start with who the three people that I think are going to represent the Bloodline. I think it's going to be Solo, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. I think Jacob Fatu is going to be in that enforcer role on the outside, and he's there to make sure that the Bloodline don't lose. Now, to be completely honest, I don't think it would make much sense for the Bloodline to lose this match. I think they have to win this match for their characters to look the way that they're trying to look, even though Tama Tonga can't win for some reason, but he can win, but he doesn't win anything impressive. And Solo is whatever. They need to win for their character's sake. Now, me personally, I don't want them to win. I don't want Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam. I don't want it. What I would love to see happen, I would love to see Jacob Fatu getting involved and maybe Jimmy returns to even out the numbers. But I don't think Jimmy is a big enough return for this spot. Maybe, maybe it's the return of Roman Reigns. This would be the only way I see the Bloodline 2.0 losing. It's because the return of Roman Reigns to avenge his wise man, Paul Heyman, is what causes them to lose. Imagine Roman comes out, ref takes a bump, he's down, Jacob Fatu starts running crazy, and then Roman Reigns comes out. His music hits, and everybody just freezes because the tribal chief is back. And Solo just said he's the tribal chief, and if Roman Reigns wants that spot back, he's gonna have to take it. He basically antagonized Roman Reigns. He took out his wise man and then he antagonized the man. I actually, part of me believes that the behind the curtain of the WrestleMania main event didn't come out for 3 months because it coming out now and lacking Roman Reigns so much is the hint that Roman is coming, he's on his way back because his story's not done. So he didn't need to be in that documentary so much. The story was about conquering Roman Reigns. The story was about Cody versus The Rock, really. So now Roman is back to continue his story, to continue the story that he's always been telling. And his story has been about his family. Solo's trying to take his spot in the family. Roman can't let that go for too long. So I would love to see fantasy booking. I would love to see Roman come back and essentially help Cody and Randy and Kevin, three of his biggest enemies over the past couple years, help them beat the Bloodline 2.0, which would start us on the road to Roman versus Solo, Roman versus The Rock. So, for shits and giggles, I'm gonna say that Roman returns. You wanna know what I would really love? I would love to see like middle of the match. Ladies and gentlemen. The crowd would go crazy. Paul Heyman comes back. Roman comes out with Jimmy. And maybe the bloodline got in Jay's way to win Money in the Bank. So at some point, Jay come out too. And we just start getting the bloodline civil war tonight. I would love to see that. But it's probably not going to happen. That's probably overreaching. So my hope is that Roman Reigns returns tonight. And we get on the road to the bloodline civil war. So Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens win this match. But some more fantasy booking. If that happens, where does Cody go for SummerSlam? I say it's time for the Randy Orton feud. And I want Randy Orton to turn heel. After the bloodline and stuff clears out, I want Cody, Randy, and Kevin to be in the ring, playing to the crowd, giving each other hugs. And I want Cody and Randy to hug each other. And I want us to see I want the camera to zoom in on Randy's face, and I want us to see him say to Cody, I love you. But I'm sorry. I have to do this. I want Cody to look away. I want him to look confused. I want him to pull away from Randy so slightly. And then I just want Randy to hit him with an RKO in the middle of the ring. And I just want Kevin to look at it like he doesn't know what's going on. I want Randy to look at Cody and get visibly upset with himself. Like he really didn't want to do that. And then just walk out the ring. And I want it to put us on this path of Cody versus Randy, where Randy is this sympathetic heel who doesn't want to do the stuff that he's doing, but he sees it as the only way he can get to where he gets. Because Randy Orton wants another shot with the title. I think this would be number 16 for Randy, and he wants that. He doesn't think he has much time left. He's had his back problems. He's older. He wants another shot with the title, and WWE keeps putting him in tag teams and making him friendly. He had RK Bro. He got hurt, came back, was in War Games after that RKO with Kevin Owens. The man has just been in tag team after tag team, and I want him to say he's tired of playing friendly because playing friendly hasn't gotten him anywhere. The man wants to be champion again. And he's willing to risk all his relationships to get back to his ultimate goal. So yeah, on a night where I call for Roman Reigns to return, I want Randy Orton to turn heel. Same night. And I want us to go down the line of a Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. What month is this? July? We got until August something. I want to see it. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, SummerSlam. I'm not booking who's going to win that, but I want to see it. And I want Randy to turn heel. I don't want legend killer Randy. I don't want arrogant Randy. I want Randy who has to do what he has to do. I want by any means Randy. Not even a Randy who's happy he's doing what he's doing. He just has to do it. And that's my predictions and somewhat fantasy booking of tonight's Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, Money in the Bank PLE. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to my channel, give the video a like, and comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me your predictions, or watch the show and then tell me I'm an idiot after I get everything wrong. Tell me if you like any of my fantasy booking, let me know. And if nobody watches this, nobody watches it. I don't care. I have fun doing it. And with that, I'm Deontay. This is to be soon called The Deontay Show, and I'm out.